Wine in Italy is not just a drink. It is something more, much more. It is sewn into everyday life, like the thread in a nice suit, or the olive oil in your best pasta dish. It feels like every meal needs it. Every get-together is better with it. It shows you're welcome. It's a friendly thing to do, a way to connect. You see it everywhere, from the biggest restaurants in Rome to the tiniest little eating spot in a village on a hill. A simple glass of red or white, shared between friends or family. Laughter flows as easily as the wine. Stories are told. Memories are made. That's how they do it in Italy. It has been this way for hundreds of years, a tradition passed down. The story of wine here is super old. It goes way back to a group called the Etruscans, and then the Romans. They grew grapes with a lot of love. They knew the land was special. They took grape growing all over their big kingdom. But Italy was always its home base. The ways they made wine got better. The wines got tastier. But the main idea stayed the same. Wine is part of life. This connection is super deep, really important. It is about more than just a drink with alcohol. It is about terroir. That's like the feeling of a place. The sun, the dirt, the wind, all captured in a bottle. It is about the hands that take care of the grapevines, the families that make the wine, family to family, year after year. This is a story of passion, a story of Italy itself. Let's talk about a grape called Sangiovese. The name itself sounds like a poem. Sanguis Jovis. It means Jupiter's blood. A strong name for a strong, important grape. This is like the heart of many Italian red wines, especially in a place called Tuscany. That's its main home. It is Italy's most planted red grape, and there's a very good reason why. It has so much personality. Sangiovese is like a grape with many different looks. Sometimes it's kind of rough and tastes like the earth. Other times it's fancy and smooth. So much depends on where it grows and how the person making the wine helps it along. Young Sangiovese can be bright, full of cherry and plum tastes, with a lively zing that wakes you up. It is the perfect friend for food, especially with a yummy pasta with meat sauce. As Sangiovese gets older, it changes. Those bright fruit tastes get softer. They turn into something with more layers of flavor. Hints of leather, tobacco, dried herbs. The color might get a little softer, from a bright red like a ruby to a softer, darker red. The tannins, that's what makes your mouth feel a bit dry, but gives the wine its shape. They get softer too, creating a wine that is smooth, yet still full of personality. A wine that tells a story. Think of Chianti, Brunello di Montalcino, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. These are some of Italy's most famous wines. And Sangiovese is the main star. Every area, every special spot adds its own thing. The dirt, the weather in that little spot, it all matters, making each Sangiovese wine special. It really shows where it came from. A taste of the Tuscan sun. Tuscany, just saying the name makes you picture it. Rolling hills, tall skinny cypress trees, stone farmhouses, and grapevines everywhere. So many grapevines. This is where Sangiovese is king, and Chianti is its most famous representative. For lots of people, Chianti was the first Italian wine they ever tried. Maybe it was in one of those bottles wrapped in straw. A fiasco. Those were easier times, with simpler wines. But Chianti has changed. It's all grown up. It offers really good quality now. Chianti Classico is the old, original heart of it. The area between two cities, Florence and Siena. Look for a picture of a black rooster, the Gallo Nero. That symbol means it's the real deal from that area. These wines are mostly Sangiovese. They have a nice zing. Those tannins we talked about are strong. They taste like sour cherries, herbs, and the earth. They can get even better as they get older, developing more interesting flavors. A bottle of good Chianti Classico with a big Florentine steak. Perfection. But Tuscany has more than just Chianti. Travel south to a place called Montalcino. Here, Sangiovese is called Brunello. Brunello di Montalcino is a strong wine. It is 100% Sangiovese. That's the rule. It has to get older for a few years before they can sell it. It is rich, has lots of different flavors, and can last a long time. People often say it tastes like dark cherries, plums, leather, and like the smell of a forest floor. A wine for special occasions. Truly. Then there is Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, another old Tuscan wine. Again, Sangiovese is the main grape. The local name for it is Prugnolo Gentile. These wines are often softer than Brunello, easier to drink when they're young, but still with that special Tuscan taste. Think ripe red fruits, a little bit of spice. Winemakers like Antinori, Frescobaldi, Biondi, Santi. Their names mean top quality Tuscan wine. Now let's go north to a place called Piedmont. Piemonte, it means foot of the mountain. The big Alps mountains provide an amazing backdrop. Here, the king of grapes is called Nebbiolo. It's a grape that is very different from Sangiovese. Nebbiolo wine is light in color. It almost tricks you, but don't let that fool you. It produces wines that are super strong, have lots of flavors, and can last a long time. It is a grape that needs you to be patient. The name Nebbiolo comes from nebbia. That means fog, which is common in these hills, especially when they pick the grapes in the fall. The grape gets ripe late. It needs that long time growing to develop its special smells and tastes. Think of roses, tar, cherries, a spice called anise, These are the classic smells and tastes of Nebbiolo. It has a lot of that zing and strong tannins. Those tannins can make your mouth feel pretty dry when the wine is young, but they soften as it gets older. Beautifully. Barbera is another important grape in Piedmont. They plant more of it than Nebbiolo, and it's often easier to drink when it's young. Barbera wines are usually deep in color. They have less of those tannins than Nebbiolo, and a wonderful lively zing. It tastes like dark cherries, plums, and spice. It is a wine that goes with lots of different foods. Great with Italian cold cuts, pasta, or even pizza. A real hard-working grape for this area. Piedmont is a place full of tradition. Making wine here started hundreds of years ago. Families have taken care of the same grapevines for many, many years, passing down what they know. There is a deep respect for the land and for the grapes that grow there. The views are amazing. Steep hillsides covered in grapevines. Little villages sitting on top of hills. This is a place where wine is life. Section 5. Barolo and Barbaresco, the king and queen of Piedmont. When you talk about Nebbiolo, two names really stand out: Barolo and Barbaresco. These are like the best treasures of Piedmont, the wine of kings, the king of wines. That is what they say about Barolo. It is made from 100% Nebbiolo grapes, grown in special areas around the town of Barolo itself. The dirt here is very important: Tortonian and Helvetian. Each one makes the wine taste a little different. Barolo must be aged for at least 38 months, with 18 of those months in oak barrels. If it's a Riserva Barolo, it needs even longer, 5 years. This aging is super important. It allows those strong tannins to get softer and all the interesting smells to develop. A Barolo that has aged for a while is a real experience. It can smell and taste like dried roses, tar, licorice, cherry, leather, and fancy mushrooms called truffles. It is a wine to really think about, to enjoy slowly. Barbaresco is often called the queen to Barolo's king. It is also 100% Nebbiolo, from an area just a bit northeast of Barolo. The dirt there usually has more good stuff for the plants, and the weather is a little bit warmer. This means Barbaresco grapes often get ripe earlier. The wines can be a little softer, easier to drink when they're young, though they can still get much better with age. They have to age for at least 26 months, with 9 of those in oak. Both Barolo and Barbaresco are really deep, serious wines. They show you exactly where they came from, their special spot, their vineyard or cru. Wineries like Gaia, Bruno Giacosa, Giacomo Conterno. These are famous names. People really want their wines. They show the very best of Nebbiolo, but there are many smaller winemakers too, making amazing wines with a lot of love. Trying these wines is like going on a trip, a yummy, unforgettable trip. Section 6. Veneto's liquid treasures, from Prosecco's sparkle to Amarone's depth. Let's go east now, to a place called Veneto. It's an area with so many different things, from the canals in Venice to the beaches of Lake Garda and the smaller mountains before you get to the big Dolomites. The wines here are all different too. Perhaps the most famous one is Prosecco, that lovely bubbly wine, made mostly from the Glera grape. It is fresh, tastes like fruit, and is fun to drink. Prosecco is super popular all over the world now. It's soft bubbles. It tastes a bit like green apples, pears, and white flowers. It is perfect for a party, or just for a drink before dinner any day. The very best Prosecco comes from a place called Conegliano Valdobbiadene, a hilly area with really steep grapevines. These wines have more interesting flavors, more layers. Look for Superiore Dog G on the bottle. It is a sign it's top quality. But Veneto is not just about bubbly wine. It is also home to strong red wines, like Amarone della Valpolicella. This is a very special wine, made from grapes that they dry out first. Grapes called Corvina, Rondinella, and Molinara. They let these grapes dry in the air for months, losing water. This makes the sugar and flavor stronger. This way of doing it is called appassimento. It is a very old way of making wine. The result is Amarone, a rich, big-tasting wine, often with more alcohol, and strong tastes of dried fruit, cherry, fig, raisin, chocolate, spice. It is a wine with lots of flavors, one to think about. Perfect with rich meats, old cheeses, or even by itself after dinner. The Valpolicella area also produces lighter red wines and the sweet Recioto della Valpolicella. Winemakers like Allegrini, Masi, and Quintarelli are experts at this. Section 7. Island wines and mountain vines. Italy's diverse terroirs. Italy's wine story is much bigger than just those places, bigger than Tuscany, Piedmont, and Veneto. Every part of Italy has its own special wines, its own unique grapes and ways of making wine. Think about Sicily, the island in the sun. For a long time, people knew it for making lots of simple wine. But now, it is making really good quality wine. They have their own local grapes, like Nero d'Avola, producing a rich spicy red wines, and white grapes like Grillo and Catarato. Mount Etna, that volcano that's still active. This is a really interesting wine region. Grapevines grow right on the sides of the volcano. The dirt is black and full of good stuff from the volcano. Being up high provides cool nights, resulting in wines that are smooth and have a kind of stony taste, which they call minerality. Nerello Mascalis is the main red grape here, producing wines that are often compared to Pinot Noir, or Nebbiolo, wines from producers like Tenuta delle Terre Nere. Then there is Friuli Venezia Giulia, in the northeast, next to a country called Slovenia. This region is famous for its white wines. Crisp, smell good, and full of personality. Grapes like Friulano, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, they love the cool weather there. The wines have a special stony taste and a very clean fruit taste. Producers like Gravener and Radicon are known for their orange wines, where the white grapes sit with their skins for a while. From the grapevines high in the Alps of Trentino, Alto Adige, producing smooth whites and reds, to the sunny red wines of Puglia in the south, made from Primitivo and Negro Amaro. Italy offers so many different kinds of wine. Each bottle tells a story of its place, its weather, its dirt, its people. It is a journey of discovery that never truly ends. There's always another wine to try. Section 8. A toast to tradition. Italian wine festivals and celebrations. In Italy, wine is a reason to celebrate, and Italians love their parties. Sagre. Many of these parties are all about wine, especially around the time they pick the grapes. Vendemmia. This usually happens in September and October. Towns and villages get super lively, with music, food, and of course, wine. It is a happy time, a time to be thankful for all the good things from the land, a tradition that brings people together. One famous party is the Alba Truffle Festival, held in Piedmont from October to December, while fancy mushrooms called truffles are the main thing, the amazing wines of the region. Barolo and Barbaresco play a major role. There are wine tastings, sales, and special dinners. It is a real treat for your eyes, nose, and taste. A party for all the yummy treasures of Piedmont. People come from all over the world to feel this special vibe. Many towns host their own Festa dell'Uva, a grape party, celebrating the local harvest. You might see parades with cool floats, people in old-fashioned clothes, grape stomping competitions, fun for all, and of course, plenty of local wine to try, often served directly from the barrel. These parties are a big part of the local way of life, a lively way to show what Italian life is like, even when there isn't a special party. Wine is part of everyday happy times. A Sunday lunch with family, a birthday, an anniversary, just getting together with friends. A bottle of good wine is always a good idea. It makes the moment better. It helps people talk and connect. This is what Italian wine is all about. Easy to enjoy, happy, and very human. Section 9. The Italian Pour. A legacy influencing the world's wine glass. Italian wine has made a big impression all across the globe. You can't deny how important it is. Really important. For hundreds of years, Italy has been like a measuring stick for good quality, lots of different kinds. and real love for wine. People who moved from Italy carried their grapevines and their ways of making wine to new lands, to America, to Australia, sharing their love for the grape. They started new wine traditions in those places. Think about the grapes themselves. Sangiovese, Nebbiolo, Barbera. People grow these in many countries now. Winemakers who aren't in Italy are inspired by the styles and ways of doing things that Italians made perfect over many, many years in Italy. They try to get that Italian feeling, that link to food and how people live. The whole world loves Italian wine, and how charming it is. The Italian way with wine has also shaped how we think about wine and food. The idea of matching wine with food from the same area. This is so normal in Italy, and it has become a global trend. People understand that wine is best when enjoyed with a good meal and with good friends or family. This is a lesson from the Italian dinner table, learned and loved worldwide. So, Italian wine is more than just a drink. It is like someone who represents Italian culture. It represents history, family, and where it comes from. It speaks of sunshine and dirt, of hard work and skill, from the simplest wine at a little restaurant to the most celebrated Barolo. Each bottle offers a taste of Italy, a taste of la dolce vita, the dignity, dai ai zinketis aidi aidius duite ai. Ibis sai, IT still life, a tradition that keeps giving people great ideas.